There he is in the bottom right side. The yellow Protoss from Alpha X. Classic. On the home turf, will he be able to make it? He's up against a pretty tough Terran after all. It is the blue. Very keen. To see what he'll bring to the table, this keen. One of these players that is just on the verge of becoming or being one of the best Terran players, right? Just like a couple of these other players, such as Dream, Time, Gumiho, I suppose as well. They all have their moments in the sun, and they never quite manage to maintain that foothold as much as some other Terrans, right? Such as maybe perhaps a TY or Maru. But we know they definitely have that shot at championship titles as well. And it feels like it's just a matter of time until they should be able to manage their way to the top. Probe does get in, Keen not getting the supply block, but does manage to block the probe in. I suppose that is still something. Reveal the factory timing. Not much you can do about that, I suppose, but absolutely fine. On the other side of the map, we have a Cybercaller for the Nexus, so Classic playing it safe. Oh yeah, Keen played very well in the a few days ago in the Caster Clan or the Civil War. The Caster Clan War, that would be something else. The Caster Civil War. Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen some GSL performances as well of his, and I've just seen some. Well, I've seen him participate in some of these online matches that I sometimes cast over on the other Alpha X channels, such as the Africa TV channel and the Trovo channel. All of those matches, of course, still viewable on the YouTubes as well. But he usually performs. Like, he shows up. He'll throw down the hammer and actually take down some really big names. And make them look silly. Classic, also one of these players where sometimes a little bit difficult to estimate exactly how well he is going to do. Hasn't found his major success yet since he came back. But we definitely have those moments of brilliance shining through from him as well. Just like this, nice micro here, not really losing any probes. It was just a single Hellion, of course, with the Reaper there, but with the two Adepts holding on nicely. Still definitely a position where you could lose a couple of those workers, but good control from Classic. Keeping everything alive and prosperous. Mining those minerals. Getting him that money. Dollar bills. Oracle doesn't get much done on the other side of the map either. It's a bit of both their aggression falling. Well, I don't necessarily want to say short, since the Oracle is still alive. The mine drop in the main base. Doesn't get any probes there either. We've got to be a little bit careful here. Oh, nice tag, managing to get both of them, as the Phoenix will be able to clean up all these Widow Mines. That, matter of fact, might have a rough time trying to get home as well here. It's already quite low on the HP. It just used boost. Classic in a good position to try and hunt that down. Let's see if he manages to find it. Oh yeah, he will. That was still being... He started a revelation on it as well. Of course he finds it. What am I talking about? Only if he closed his eyes, he would. It would have been a question on whether or not he would find it. If he starts showboating, Even without a webcam, like without a face cam, he's like, I could beat him with my eyes closed. He just starts playing horrible, we're all wondering what's happening. Alright, anyway. A Thor drop. That's something you see every day in Evo. I don't see any SCVs quite yet making their way across, but the Thor on its own, already quite a powerful foe. I really wouldn't understand why you... I don't understand why you wouldn't bring a couple of SCVs with this. It's such a big part of this build. We're having more Thors being constructed by Keenlight. I might be underselling. I feel like I'm underselling this, guys. We're having Thors. It's straight up Thors. He's going Marine Medevac Thor. Is that the new? Wow. It's pretty cool. He's taking a good bit of damage on that Thor, but without the SCVs there, you can't really repair it. As he will be taken down. What does that do for the unit's loss tab, really? Well, there we go. Yeah, that's not great, is it? Those Thors are expensive. You lose the medevacs as well. Oof. He's playing the campaign. It's an interesting choice. I guess he was making the Thors because of the Phoenix. Right? Like, if there was anything here that would make him consider, you know, the Thor as a very viable unit, I would say against these Phoenix, right? Because with this harassment going on, you do have the opportunity to kind of have that Thor. Well, in particular, if you have a medevac, right, that would be the preference. Okay, you know what? The Thor's kind of proving my counter-arguments, or the counter-argument to my arguments here. I thought it would be good at dealing with Phoenix harassment, but that didn't look great at all. It looked a bit pitiful. That poor Thor trying to run up the ramp. Now it's zoning them out, right? As long as it's already there, you should be doing okay. Templar Archives coming in for Classic, getting the charge upgrade, +1 armor and attack. Yeah, I like the position for Classic here, not gonna lie. Still making more Phoenix also. Which... I wonder, we are having siege tanks being constructed by Keen, so... Phoenix will always have a very important part to play in this, the potential upcoming fights. Can always try to hunt down some medevacs as well, if drops are attempted by Keen. Keen's gonna have to try and make a move happen here, right? Can't stick on the 2 base for much longer. With a 4th base for Classic already on the way. He's got himself a gold mineral base as well, of course. That is what he took as his 3rd. And he's living quite prosperous. He's living quite prosperous. Long and prosperous, right? That's the words they say. It's the Star Trek slander. That they talk about. Alright, calming things down a little bit. Not entirely certain if either of these players really want to try and make pushes happen here. Maybe Classic could try a bit more aggression. But I wouldn't want to see a full committed push here, in all honesty. I don't think that's the best thing to do. With those supply depots in front of the siege tanks and the Marines in particular, right? That is such a hard position to fight into with just mostly Zealots, but we're gonna try to make it happen here from Classic. Is it gonna work out? You know what? It might just be enough Zealots to push on through. Pretty good micro there from Classic as well, avoiding the charge to go off onto the supply depots, and yeah, look at that. Just a straight up victory. So take that, Kozan. Take that. These tournaments are so hard to watch. I get you, buddy. I get you. Unfortunately, you know, that's the way it happens at the start of it. That's the qualifications. I guess that is also why, like, the GSL and stuff, they don't broadcast those, right? Because it is just so hectic. We don't care. We're attention seekers. We like we like to get the eyes on everything we can. But, you know, for GSL or something like that, I can understand. It would be quite difficult to follow all of them. So Su is back from military, guys. He's back from military. Su is playing in this tournament. He is just beaten Solar, apparently, 2-0. And he's going to advance. Solar's not out. He will be going to the loser bracket. Waiting for him there, but Su apparently taking the first victory. Alright. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Sad for Solar, excited for Su. I mean, that's the story of StarCraft 2, isn't it? It is what it is. The same with the EU qualifiers, actually, with you know, I wanted Milky Cow to advance so much, but I also, like, I couldn't not want Max Pax to how do I say this? I still wanted Max Pax to advance as well, right? A little Stargate that gets scouted, by the way. Just a little update on this game. Let's let's continue about what I want to talk about now. Yeah, I mean, it's always a bit of give and take. Always a bit of give and take. I'm trying to target down this pylon. There's already a Stalker on the way, as the should be able to kind of safeguard the area for the time being, up until the Oracle arrives, at least. One of the Reapers gets targeted down, a little bit unfortunate, but the Stalker actually loses its life for Aya as well. Now the Reaper and the Hellion both losing their life to Aya, which is a completely different thing. As opposed to losing your life for Aya. Alright, Cyclone is out. Should be able to keep things safe at the mineral fields. The double Oracle now actually turning into a triple Oracle. Classic tripling down on that play. And again, Keen is being quite adamant about his anti-air defense, and he's getting himself more Cyclones as well. Let's see if they are at the right place at the right time. They are together, so this is not really a fight that the Oracles can take here. Managed to pick off one SCV, but look at that. That is such a quick punishment, just instantaneously on their, well, you know, turning around instantaneously. Still not enough to actually escape the double Cyclone lock-on. This could be quite a catch, though. The Cyclone's getting a bit too uppity. Thought he might be able to take out the pylon off the Stargate here, but might get himself in a bit of trouble. Lock-on's not yet available. Starting up the safety bunker only now. That is not a very quick safety bunker. Then again, there's not enough Stalkers to really make the push happen here. Good pick up micro on those Cyclones as well. That is looking lovely. Oh, well, what? I looked away at chat for a moment and suddenly I think I saw an Oracle die there. Alright. So where does that leave us? 37 workers to 43. In Favorful Classic. Well, it's not that far apart here when you're playing against the Terran. Army supply-wise, Keen looking pretty healthy. Of course, it's not something to be all too worried about for Classic, or at least it shouldn't be. Classic should still be able to, you know, start whopping some stuff in as soon as he realizes there is a bit of a push coming. Get himself perhaps a shield battery to help out there as well. Should be relatively safe. Actually, those gateways, they're not incredibly quick. It's gonna be a while before they're ready to start warping in here. Little lone Viking manages to lure one of the Stalkers into the backside of the base. This could be pretty good for Keen. Keen with a single Marine. I thought he was going to do a bit more with that. I thought he was going to lure the army away into a whole different section there. I'll try to. I guess he was just kind of scouting. Looking for where he can and cannot make this happen. And right here, he was very adamant about moving forwards with the Cyclones and the Marines. Is that going to be a bit too much of the aggression, or is he still going to just be able to push on through here? He still has his 3 Cyclones. He still has his siege tank. That has 6 Marines on the ground. I might say, guys, he might be able to just squash the Protoss right now. That Viking in the main base, is that still causing trouble as well? There's a Liberator coming in now. This is, yeah, it's looking a bit done and over. Team finding a very solid victory here. GG is called, and that ties up the series. Talking about games, here's another one. Top right side, a yellow Protoss fighting for the yellow dragon. It's classic. And in the bottom left side, there he is, the blue Terran, fighting for the blue freaks. He is Keen. They're not actually called the blue freaks, of course, but oh well. By the way, guys, of course, in the bottom left side, above those names, you also see kind of the third player of this match, Laser. Laser is a trading card collectible platform where using NFTs, they allow you to get all sorts of collections going from your favorite streamers, including us, and you'll be able to gather some cards. Apparently they may have been listening yesterday as well, as we do actually have a Maru King of Battles Championship card there as well, so might be able to get that as well, and then trade them. All you gotta do is sign up for the website, check it out. Okay, enough of that. Time for the game. What's in this game? What's happening in the game? A Nexus before a Cybercore. Now that takes some big metal Protoss cojones. Is it better to say it like that? Does it make it okay saying it like that? I don't even know. Sometimes I'm not sure, but I am and not allowed to say on streams, but I've never really had anyone tell me off, so I keep walking the fine line. I'll still stick with Keen for now. I think I really want to see what build he is bringing out. It's a one-baser. It's a one-base. Look at that. It's the factory straight afterwards. Then into the second command center on the low ground. Is it going to be Hellions or Widowmine drops? You imagine it's Hellions. Don't know about you guys. I've always been a bigger fan of the Hellions overall. Stargate there, barely not getting scouted, apparently. Looks like it. It looks like it. Then going for the Widowmine, yeah. So it makes sense that, you know, he didn't really get as much done the previous time. He kind of lost the initial Reaper, and then he didn't get much else. He may feel more... Oh, this could be really good, actually. Oh, he's surrounded by the 2 Adepts, though. Okay, well. It just seems like the two adepts beat it most of the time. For a second, I thought, you know, oh, he's going to be stuck with this one adept. That's great. He's going to be able to kill that one adept. And then, you know, the camera keeps going upwards. And there's just another adept right there. And shoots it down. Widow Mine wasn't quite in the ground in time. So the Oracle passes on by. Just get spotted. It looks like the Marines are trying to get there now, of course. Setting up shop. Trying to minimize these losses using the medevac on the SCVs there. That's quite nice. Something we don't see enough of, I suppose. Yeah, and now we're just in an awkward position where Classic has the tools he needs to kind of defend against any type of opener. You know, Widowmine wise and stuff like that from a medevac. Work account quite a bit further apart as it was in the previous game. Just hasn't been able to do anything so far. Taking out a probe there, and that's about it. He's going to... Wait a moment, what are all these adepts doing here? What are... Oh my, oh my, oh my! Wow! I really brought my A game today, didn't I? Wow.